We just got a whole bunch of insane news and updates about the future of the MCU, including confirmation that season 2 of Hawkeye is happening, some more characters that seemingly will and will not be in Avengers Doomsday, more crumbs that Elizabeth Olsen will be reprising her role as the Scarlet Witch, Mommy Wonder, and then some very interesting updates for Spider-Man Brand New Day that you gotta hear to believe. And y'all know me, if I get a little bit of crumbs, I'm gonna make a 5-star meal. Because either way, me and you know what we gotta do, we gotta talk about it. Let's go ahead and start off with all the Hawkeye news because it's his list he can't miss. But Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye, has been making the rounds, doing interviews, and he teased that Hawkeye Season 2 is back in development. We got to where we're trying to do the second season, and I think I'll get strong enough to be able to do it, and we'll work it out. It's gonna be great. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Hawkeye Season 2 updates and the Jeremy Renner updates, you know just how crazy and quick of a heel turn this was because literally earlier this year, Disney wanted to pay him half of what he got for Season 1, which led to Jeremy Renner saying this.
Why? Did you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got ran over?
Which is still so crazy that they really thought they could undercut him. Like, at least give him the same check. He was just asking for the same paycheck. But I get it. For a Season 2 of Hawkeye, they're probably thinking about passing the baton over to Kate Bishop's Hawkeye to be the real lead Hawkeye from now on. But like, that's one of your OG 6 Avengers, man. You gotta treat him with more respect, especially after everything he's been through. Crazy. Read the room, Disney. And it sounds like they did, probably after all the backlash after that interview. But you know what? Actually, that's great negotiating skills right there. And Jeremy Renner even jokingly said that basically Hawkeye is the Tom Brady of the fucking MCU. He's always retiring, coming back, retiring, coming back. Make up your mind. But the realest part of this quote is he said, until he's killed, he's always gonna be working. That's gonna be like you, me, your grandma, your mama, everybody. But that leads me to what a Season 2 of Hawkeye could potentially be about. I mean, obviously, outside of the fact that we're gonna be getting more Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, which is just perfect casting, and Jeremy Renner, who was actually starting to act like sarcastic Clint Barton from Matt Fraction's run, there's a lot of story potential that they could dive into, which I break down here. We actually learned a couple of key story details, like obviously the fact that Kate Bishop was going to take on more of a lead role, even more so than she did in Season 1, with one of the big rumors being that they're trying to introduce Barney Barton, Clint Barton's older brother, Trickshot. And I just think there's so many interesting things they can do with that familial aspect, because mind you, we still haven't been introduced to Susan Bishop, who is Kate Bishop's older sister. Shit, we don't even know if she exists in the MCU. And since we know that Eleanor's locked up and they won't let her out, you just know Kate's going to try to find someone to console her, like a family. Obviously, she's got Clint with her, but if she does have a sister out there, I think she'd like to know if her mom is locked up. And it would be a nice way to parallel what's going on with Clint's story and her story. And if you think that man Wilson Fisk forgot about what Kate Bishop did to him, Mrs. Bishop, I've outlawed all of these vigilantes. And like Goldberg says, you're next. You just know Kingpin's chomping at the bit to get back at Kate Bishop after what she did to him. Especially now that he's fucking basically running New York City, outlawing all these vigilantes. Her ex-future stepdad is in a fucking cage. I hope we see Jack come back and hopefully he turns into the swordsman because I actually do kind of like his character. And I don't know how it would work. I would need some very elite writers to get Bullseye in this show because I need a Bullseye versus Hawkeye / Trickshot / Kate Bishop fight in this show just to show everyone how fucking crazy it would be to have Bullseye versus Hawkeye. Like, bro, they would be throwing everything at each other and just hitting each other with the same object. Plus, there's also the Young Avengers aspect of it all too. Might we see Kamala Khan, who's literally like maybe 45 minutes away? And when would Hawkeye Season 2 even take place? If I had to guess, probably after Secret Wars. Now, additionally, obviously, Jeremy Renner was going to be asked if he was going to return as Hawkeye in either Doomsday or Secret Wars. Interviewers, remember not to just ask about Doomsday, ask about Secret Wars too. He said, I'm pretty busy myself, but interestingly enough, he did meet with the cast of Avengers Doomsday during his time in London. He said, it's always good to see everybody even when we're not filming together. Jeremy, I know you in Avengers Doomsday, I just can't prove it yet, but I got my eyes on you. You gotta keep both eyes open. He even talked about potentially being recast after Secret Wars. He said, go ahead, by all means. I mean, at this point, he really is trying to be like Clint Barton in real life and just retire for real. And if they do end up recasting Hawkeye, who would you want to see? I've always really liked the idea of Boyd Holbrook, but that's just me. Now, funny enough, Jeremy Renner was actually asked by Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, if he's returning as Hawkeye in Doomsday, and he said, me? No, girl, are you? She played coy in that interview, but in an interview with The View, they asked her, and she said, thank you for asking. You know I can't answer that. That should be the answer for everyone, by the way. Don't say no, don't say yes, just say, I can't answer that. But now, as to whether or not I think she's going to be in Doomsday, fuck yeah, she's going to be in Doomsday. Not only is she one of the more key and integral members of the Avengers, and in the wider MCU at large, I mean, she's basically everything cosmic right now outside of the Guardians, but her niece, Lieutenant Trouble, is trapped in another universe. Monica is in the X-Men universe with her mom Maria Rambeau being binary. There's just so much rich story that you could tell with this dynamic. Could you imagine Carol getting to see Maria Rambeau again? This time she has your powers though. Because if you don't know, Captain Marvel is binary. And this could lead to more potential stories with Captain Marvel down the line once we get the X-Men saga. Because she actually is a key and integral member of that galactic side of X-Men. Plus, I think Brie Larson just gets way too much hate. I'll briefly touch on this, but Gwyneth Paltrow says that she could be back in another Marvel movie. It's like a running joke at this point, but she don't even be remembering what what scene she filmed for what Marvel movie. She famously forgot she was in Spider-Man Homecoming. But fans did spot her and Robert Downey Jr. in London when they were filming Doomsday, so if I had to guess, duh. But more importantly, Elizabeth Olsen was asked if she's ready to return as the Scarlet Witch in the MCU, to which she said, "I'd jump at the opportunity." Now that's a very different change of tone of her answer, because late last year or early this year, she was talking about how she was trying to expand her career and work with like more auteurs and just really get away from the Scarlet Witch character for a little bit. But the evidence just keeps on stacking that she's making her return sooner than later. Because why is the official Marvel account posting TikTok style edits of Wanda Maximoff? 2 times, twice, not once, twice. That's because we got Vision Quest on the way next year, and I'm saying they're gonna reveal that she is still alive or she's coming back in this show, because we're gonna get a grown-up version of Tommy in this show. And obviously I think if it ain't white, it ain't right. Vision will get his emotions back and probably want to go find her. She's too much of a moneymaker to stay dead forever. Finally, let's end with some Spider-Man Brand New Day updates, because we got some more videos of Sadie Sink's character on the set. You know, in case you forgot, we got this image of her in a big ass trench coat hiding her outfit. We can clearly see she has red hair, but she is wearing camo pants and combat boots, which led a lot of people to think she could be Rachel Cole, but to me that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, she looks like Rachel Cole, but she's nowhere near close Frank Castle's age. And be real with yourself, could you see fucking Sadie Sink moving like this? Come on now. Read more comic books. Plus, we got other angles of set photos of her just in regular jeans and shit, so I'm telling y'all, she's gonna be named Carly Cooper, and there's gonna end up being a twist on who she really is, an amalgamation of 2 characters. But this new set video we got is actually very interesting. Take a look.
Sadie Sink unconscious being taken away in a black van. It's unclear what's happening exactly in this scene, but we can confirm that's not the Punisher's van. Chat, how many takes do you think this took? I'm willing to guess it took 6 or 7 takes. Sammy is the GOAT, and I love him.
Why is Sadie Sink always playing in characters that are in comas? Hold on, wait a minute. When they said she was playing Uncle Ben, they weren't lying. She could potentially be Peter Parker's long-lost sister, Teresa Parker, but only time will tell. Now, on top of that, we did learn about a bunch of Marvel movies that will be released in IMAX. Both Doomsday and Secret Wars will be released in IMAX, duh. They're just gonna be sucking in billions of dollars. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse getting an IMAX release is actually insane. And Lord and Miller confirmed there will be IMAX aspect ratio changes. Oh my god, it's about to be a biblical experience for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I cannot wait. But curiously, Spider-Man Brand New Day will not be released in IMAX, at least not yet. Now I know, a lot of you are probably saying, what? How could Spider-Man not have IMAX? Oh my god, I'm so mad. Calm down, relax, Hakuna Matata. This is for a couple of different reasons, at least in my mind. It releases around the same time that The Odyssey does, and honestly, The Odyssey is the first film ever filmed completely in IMAX cameras. It was literally made for IMAX, so if any movie should have a larger IMAX theatrical window, it should be that one. But also, I do think Spider-Man Brand New Day is gonna get delayed just by like a month or 2 to not only give him more time in post-production, but give him a better IMAX window. Either way, Tom Holland and John Bernthal both win, because they're both in The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Woo! But that's all the new news and updates we got about the MCU, my thoughts, theories, and opinions. Let me know what you think about all this news down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.